In February of 1959, 9 experienced hikers entered the frozen mountains of Russia. None of them survived. When rescuers finally discovered their campsite, something terrifying became immediately clear. The hikers had cut their way out of their tent from the inside. Barefoot footprints led into the darkness, into temperatures below -30 degrees Celsius, and what investigators found afterward still makes no sense today. This is the terrifying mystery of the Dyatlov Pass incident. The group was led by a young hiking instructor named Igor Dyatlov. Their mission was simple: cross the Ural Mountains during winter and complete a difficult expedition. The hikers were experienced and well prepared. Nothing suggested disaster was coming. But sometime during the night of February 1st, something happened on that mountain, something so frightening that the group fled their tent almost instantly. When search teams finally reached the campsite weeks later, the scene was horrifying. The tent had been sliced open from the inside, not unzipped, cut open, as if escaping quickly mattered more than survival itself. And outside the tent, investigators discovered footprints leading away into the snow. Some hikers wore boots, others wore only socks. A few appeared completely barefoot. Imagine being so terrified you run into a deadly blizzard without shoes. The first bodies were discovered beneath a tree nearly a mile away from the tent. 2 hikers lay frozen beside the remains of a small fire. Their hands were burned from desperately trying to stay warm. Nearby branches were broken high above the ground, suggesting someone had climbed the tree in panic, perhaps trying to see something in the darkness, or escape it. The remaining bodies were found months later beneath deep snow. Some appeared to be crawling back toward the tent before freezing to death, but others had injuries that terrified investigators. One hiker suffered massive chest trauma. Another had severe skull fractures. One woman was found missing her tongue. Others were missing eyes. And yet, strangely, many of the bodies showed very little external damage. It was as if enormous force had crushed them internally. Then came another disturbing discovery. Traces of radiation were reportedly found on some of the hikers' clothing. Suddenly, the theories exploded. Avalanche, military testing, secret experiments, paranormal activity, even extraterrestrials. Because nothing fully explained the bizarre evidence left behind on the mountain. One of the strangest details involved the final photographs recovered from the hikers' cameras. Most showed normal expedition images, friends hiking through snow-covered mountains. But the final images felt different, dark, blurry, unsettling, almost as though something interrupted the group shortly before disaster struck. And then there were the lights. Around the same time the hikers disappeared, witnesses reported glowing orange spheres moving across the night sky. Some investigators believe these lights may have been connected somehow, but nobody knows for certain. Officially, Soviet investigators concluded the hikers died due to a compelling natural force. That was the official explanation. No further details were given, and shortly afterward, the case was closed. For decades, the mystery haunted Russia, and the mountain pass where the hikers died was eventually renamed Dyatlov Pass. But perhaps the creepiest part of the entire story is imagining those final moments inside the tent. 9 experienced hikers, alone in total darkness. Something suddenly terrifies them so badly that they slash their way out into a deadly snowstorm. What could possibly frighten people that much? Somewhere tonight, snow still falls across Dyatlov Pass. Wind moves through the frozen mountains, and hidden beneath the ice and darkness, The truth of what happened in 1959 may still remain buried forever. Because the deeper we explore our world, the stranger it becomes. If you enjoyed this journey into one of the world's most famous conspiracies, subscribe to Shadow Atlas Mysteries for more hidden secrets, unexplained places, terrifying mysteries, and dark stories from around the globe. Because the deeper we explore our world, the stranger it becomes.